Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katarina. Today we are going to take a look into all of the products that I am panning at the moment, and also I need to do a project pan declutter. But before we get further into the video, I just want to say that I'm sorry if my voice is a little bit off and sounds a little bit rough. It is because I'm sick. I think it was Paula from A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It that has come up with this kind of video idea, so I will link her down below. And the last person I saw to do a video like this was Hayleigh, and she also recommended in her project panning tips to lay out all of your panning products before starting a new project so that you could see what you are working on already. I do think that is a great idea, but that's something that I have never done before, and because of that I do have a lot of products in projects and I am really overwhelmed, especially with eyeshadows that I'm panning. They are all over here, and with lippies I'm panning. I mean, look at that. So I'm overwhelmed with my project pans. So that is why I wanted to film this video. I really wanted to see all of the products that I am panning at the moment, and also I need to do a project pan declutter. So what that means is that some of the products that are in different projects I am going to roll out in this video. This is just way too much what I'm panning right now, so I need to be more realistic with myself. I do have so many projects going on that the progress is suffering in my main projects too, and that is not something I want. Also, I'm neglecting almost everything else that is not in a project, especially what comes to lippies and eyeshadows, and I really don't want to neglect the rest of my collection. I will say that what comes to eyeshadows, I'm going to be really focused on panning this year. Next year I want to do some panning, but I also do want to rotate through my collection, so next year is going to be a combination of both. Okay, so let's start with the only product I'm panning that is not a makeup product, and it is a perfume. In general, I don't really like to pan anything else than makeup, except maybe perfume and nail polish, but skincare, hair products, body care is not something I usually pan. I don't have a lot of those kind of products. I really do have only what I use in my regular routine. This is the Rihanna Rebel Fleur perfume. This one is at the moment in the Graveyard project pan, and before that it was in the 2019 project pan, and I do have some progress marks there. There is really not a lot of product left. I would really want to finish this product, but the issue with this one is that this is really heavy perfume. This is by no means something work appropriate, for example, so I mainly like to wear this in home for filming. I will try to finish it, but I don't think it's possible to go through this in the Graveyard project pan. But I think I want to set a usage goal for myself, and I want to use this for, I think 20 times is probably going to be a realistic goal for me to use this during the next 2 months, and we'll see how much product there is left then in the end of the project. I think if I use this 20 times now, I might be able to even finish this one during the rest of the fall and during winter. Okay, I do have only 2 complexion products in projects. I usually don't put those into projects because I don't have a lot of those kind of products, but these 2 are at the moment in projects. This one is in my 30 by 30 project pan, so I will try to finish 15 products and hit pan on 15 eyeshadows by my 30th birthday. That is going to be in 2022, so I do still have almost 2 years time. So this is the Revolution Lace Baking Powder, and this is a powder that is meant especially for under eye setting and baking, and this is not in its original container. The original container is not good, so this one is in a Lily Lolo container. And then this another complexion product that I am panning is the Catrice Prime and Fine Anti-Shine Fixing Spray. This one is in the Partners in Cream, and it's almost gone. It's going to be only a couple of uses and this one is done. And then let's move on to cheek products. So all of the cheek products that I am panning at the moment are over here. Let's start with contouring products and bronzers. So I am panning at the moment two. This one is the e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette and it is in the Partners in Cream. This is kind of like my main product in the Partners in Cream project pan. My goal with this product is to finish the top row. As you can see, I'm almost done with the highlighter. I use this one under my brow. And there is not too much product in the lightest contour shade either. The bottom row is not something that it's realistic for me to finish. I would have liked to hit pan on this medium bronzer shade, but I really don't think it's realistic anymore because almost all of my tan has worn off already, and this is something that really looks the best on me when I do have some tan. Another bronzer that I do have in a project is the Balm Bahama Mama bronzer. This one is in the Graveyard project pan, and this one I put into the project because this is my second oldest makeup product after my Too Faced Chocolate Bar eyeshadow palette. I would really like to finish it, but I will say I do think it was a mistake for me to try to pan this year, because trying to pan this bronzer has taken away the progress that I could have made with this cream contour palette. I think if I wasn't so focused on this one during the summer, I actually could have hit pan on this lighter bronzer shade. Also, this is a really slow going product. This is a little bit too deep for me to bronze with it, so I only use it to contour right now. So it's not something that it would be realistic for me to finish anyways this year. So because of that, I'm going to stop panning this right now, and next year I think I will try to focus on this one. But for right now I am going to take this one out of the Graveyard project pan, and instead I will try to focus on this e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette. I will try to finish the top row. By the way, something that I forgot to say is that I didn't include any of the products that I have in the Project 10 Uses roulette or my nail polish roulette into this video, because with those products I'm not panning them, I only have a usage goal. So these products are something that I either want to hit pan on them or that I do want to finish them for the most part. This one is a little exception to that though. This is the e.l.f. Cream Blush Palette and it is in the Partners in Cream, and with this product I don't have a goal of hitting pan or anything. I just want to get myself familiar with this one, and I think I have achieved that goal. I have used all of these blushes, so it doesn't make any sense for me to keep this in the Partners in Cream anymore, so I'm just going to roll this one out of the project. I will say about the Partners in Cream that I'm probably going to end the project early because the Catrice setting spray that is in the project is almost gone, and now I rolled out the e.l.f. Cream Blush Palette and the e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette. Even though there is still some product left here in the lightest contour shade, there's no way it's going to take the end of the year. And I really don't have any other cream face products. I don't have any cream eyeshadows, so I just don't really have products to put into that project. So once this one is gone, I'm probably going to end the project early. Another blush that I am panning at the moment is this e.l.f. Baked Blush, and this one is in the shade Rich Rose. This one is my favorite blush, or actually I do have two favorite blushes. This one and then one that is really similar but a little bit warmer. This one is kind of like a bronzy shade, but this one is more of neutral, has a little bit more of red undertone, when the another one is clearly a little bit warmer and bronzier. But this is absolutely beautiful. It is something that goes with any look. And the project this one is in is the 30 by 30 project pan. And I put this one into the project because this is my oldest blush. However, I don't think I have reached to this blush anymore because it is in a project. I actually don't really enjoy panning blushes, but this one I still do want to keep in the project because it is my oldest blush and because it is one of my favorite blush colors, but I really don't know if I am able to finish it in the project. We'll see how it goes when the time goes on. And then I do still have two highlighters in projects. These are both in the 30 by 30 project pan. My goal is to finish these. As you can see, I have hit really good pan on both of these, so I think it is realistic for me to finish them during the project. This pink one is from the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible Deluxe Edition palette. This is like a pink highlighter, so highlighter like this I really don't wear that much this time of year. It's something I do wear more in winter and in spring, but it is a really beautiful pink highlighter because it's a little bit warmer. It's not too icy. And then this one is depotted from a We Care Icon highlighter palette. We Care Icon is a brand that is exclusively sold in a store called Sokos here in Finland, but this is really beautiful highlighter. This is like a cool toned, kind of like champagne-y, a little bit silvery highlighter, absolutely beautiful with cooler toned looks. But yeah, this kind of depotted cheek products I do want to finish eventually, or at some point when they are expired just let go of, because I really do prefer cheek products in compacts over magnetic pans in the palette. So because of that, these are in the project. Okay, so now we do have the categories left that I am actually quite overwhelmed with. So eyeshadows and lip products. Let's start with eyeshadows. I do have one loose eyeshadow, but I'm going to get back to that one just a little bit later. Okay, so my main panning project when it comes to eyeshadows is my Pando palette. So I'm panning the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. If you want to see my progress with this one, check out my Pando palette playlist. And in my last update video, I shared some thoughts that I do have with this palette. But really shortly I can explain that when I started this project in last December, I just wanted to make as good progress as possible, hit pan on all of the eyeshadows and finish as much of the eyeshadows that I could. And then somewhere in the very end of the spring or in early summer, I decided that my goal will be to finish the entire palette. And that was a mistake, because then I started to force myself to work on eyeshadows that I really didn't enjoy, and in this palette there are so many colorful shades. They are just not something that I would like to wear on daily basis. So now I have taken a step back from my goal with this palette. Now my goal is to finish these three shades over here and hopefully antique bronze. And then in the end of the year there will be these three eyeshadows left, and then I will decide if I want to depot them from the palette or what I want to do. But yeah, this is still going to be my main focus when it comes to panning eyeshadows for the rest of this year. So that's not going anywhere. The project I am the most focused on after my Pando palette is my panning Solitaire, and in that project I do have the 4 first shades from the 2 top rows. My original goal was to finish all of the shades in my panning Solitaire. I'm not going to roll any more eyeshadows into the project, and now I do realize that my goal of finishing all of these and the shades that I do want to finish from my Pando palette, it's just not a realistic goal. I still want to keep doing panning Solitaire for the end of this year, but I think a more realistic goal would probably be to try to finish the cream shade and the light matte peach, and then try to finish these 3 lighter shimmers, these shades that I have not yet hit pan on. So 2 medium browns and then these shimmery bronze. I think with those it would be more realistic goal to just try to hit pan on those. So I think those are my new goals for the panning Solitaire for the end of this year. I'm not going to roll anything out. I do enjoy doing it and I do want to finish some of these eyeshadows. But when you compare the shades that I have in my Pando palette to my panning Solitaire, there's a bit overlapping there when it comes to the warm neutrals, so it's not realistic for me to finish all of those shades in the panning Solitaire. There's also this silver eyeshadow that is in my Graveyard project pan. I'm going to keep it in. I don't know if it is realistic for me to finish it. I think it would be. There's not much eyeshadow left there and the pan is really small. But silver is not really something that I'm that much into this time of year. But you know, maybe in October when Halloween is coming I could do some more cooler toned looks. And then the last eyeshadow from this palette that is in a project is this warm, little bit deeper brown that is depotted from a Jeffree Star eyeshadow palette. I really do want to finish all of the products that I have from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I don't buy from the brand anymore. These eyeshadows, I don't think they are realistic to finish, but I do think they are great quality, so I want to use them now that I have them. So this one is in a project. It is a really warm brown, and I do not have deeper brown in my palette at the moment, so I wanted to have one that I'm working on. So the eyeshadow is in my 30 by 30 project pan. I know I cannot finish it, but I do want to work on it. And then this one is also in my 30 by 30 project pan. This is also a deep matte brown. If the Jeffree Star one is clearly warmer, this one is maybe a little bit cooler, as you can see. One would work with warm toned looks, one would work with cool toned looks. I also don't think this is realistic for me to finish, and this is my only matte loose eyeshadow, and I really don't see a reason to have this in my collection, so that's why I do want to work on it. Even if it's not realistic for me to finish, I do want to keep it in the project and work on it and eventually finish it. Okay, then let's talk about these two palettes. Well, first of all, the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette is in my 30 by 30 project pan. When I started the project, I had already hit pan on Marzipan. It's quite small pan, but it is there. And since then I have also hit pan on Semi-Sweet. So my goal would be to hit pan on all of these eyeshadows by my 30th birthday. And I do still want to keep this in the 30 by 30 project pan, and I do think it's possible for me to hit pan on all of the shades except maybe Candied Violet. I really do not like that shade, but you know, if I don't hit pan on that, but if I can hit pan on everything else, I'm really happy. But another project where this one is in is my Pando's eyeshadows from my future Pando palettes. So I am planning on making this BH Cosmetics Modern Mattes eyeshadow palette, my Pando palette, next year. I don't know if I want to do another year-long project. I have been thinking of maybe doing a 6-month-long Pando palette plus a palette of a month. I think in 6 months I would really be able to get good use out of the palette and I would be able to hit pan. I was also thinking of a seasonal 3-month-long Pando palette, but I don't think that is long enough time for me to really show good progress on a palette. So that's why I think of 6 months. So I have been thinking of maybe next year making this one my Pando palette for the first half of the year and then this Too Faced Chocolate Bar for the second half of the year. But right now I do have going on these Pando's eyeshadows from these two palettes, and I think that is just too much. That is like the project that I should not have started. I wanted to start it because Pando's eyeshadows is truly one of my favorite projects to watch. But you know, I should have realized that I do have way too much going on already what comes to panning eyeshadows, and now I have not even used these palettes in weeks. I have not reached for the shades that I have randomized, and I know I'm letting some of you down when I am doing this, but I need to end the Pando's eyeshadows from my future Pando palettes. I do still want to prioritize my Pando palette and my panning Solitaire this year. Okay, then we have only the last category left, so lips. These are all of the lip products that I am panning, and this is way too much, especially since my goal is to finish all of these. I do think that is a really unrealistic goal. Also, I really have learned that I do not really enjoy panning lip products that much. I used to like it more, but not really anymore. I have noticed that some of my lippies get expired when I'm just too focused on panning some of them. And yeah, I'm neglecting the most of my lipstick collection. This is way too much. I think I want to go through each of these lippies and decide if I want to keep it in a project, what is a more realistic goal. Should I switch my goal to be a usage goal instead of finishing the product? And I do think there's couple of lippies here that I do want to declutter at this point because they are just so old, or I'm done with them. Something I have learned from panning lippies is that trying to force myself to wear the same lippy every single day makes me really hate the lipstick. I feel actually that I have ruined some really nice lippies because I have just been wearing and wearing them with all of the looks, even if it wasn't the lippy I would have naturally picked with the look. And I really don't think I want to be panning lip product that much anymore. Yes, I probably will put them in projects in future too, but instead of setting the goal of trying to finish the lippy, I think I will want to do usage goals instead. And yeah, lipstick is just something that I do want to have variety. I would way rather wear the same basic neutral eyeshadow look for a week and change my lip color every day than wear the same lip color every day for a week and change my eyeshadow. That's just me personally, and I know for most people it is the other way. But yeah, I just get so bored when I am wearing the same lippy every day. Yeah, I'm just going to go through all of these lippies and decide which with each of them what I do want to do. The lippies that I am going to keep in projects for now, I'm going to put back to here, and the lippies I'm going to take away from the projects, I'm not going to put back there, so we'll see how I do with this. Okay, so let's start with one lippy that I am so done with. By now you have heard me talking how I'm really sick of the color, I don't want to wear it anymore, but I have still kept forcing myself to use it. And that is the Too Faced Melted Lipstick in Melted Chihuahua. This one I wrote into my Rolling Lippies project pan last December, and my goal was to finish the lippy. I was really focused on this during the first few months of the year, and then I started to get sick of this, but you know, instead of taking a break, I decided to roll this one into my partner's in cream. And that was a mistake, because now I'm so sick of this lipstick. There is really not much left here. I will try to show to you. So as you can see, it's really flat, it's almost empty, and I really need to squeeze the product out, and now there is product coming. And another thing with this one is that the smell of this has started to change a little bit. I did have the shade Melted Nude of this same lipstick, and once it expired it started getting a similar scent. So even though there's not much product left, even though it would probably be realistic for me to finish because there's not that much left, I'm so done that I don't want to wear this anymore. So because of that, unfortunately, I'm going to declutter the rest of it. Okay, next I do have 3 lip products in my Graveyard project pan, and then the rest of the lippies are in my 30 by 30 project pan. So let's go through the ones that are in my Graveyard project pan first. They are these 3 products. In the Graveyard project pan there are 2 different categories. There's the collecting cobwebs, that means products that are near to expiration or that have been neglected in your collection. And I have 2 of those in this project. They are the ones from the balm. And then the another category is resurrection, so that means products that were in projects previously but you weren't able to finish them. And to that I do have this Brisha Cosmetics Titanic lipstick in the set Spit Like a Man. So this lipstick was last year in my Throwback 30 project pan, and I tried to finish it, and as you can see, there's not really that much product left. This is kind of like a really warm orangey brown. It's not too deep, but it is really warm, and now is exactly the time of year to work on something like this. Okay, so these another lip products in the Graveyard project pan are in the Collecting Cobwebs, and these are some of my very oldest lip products in my collection. That is why I wrote them into this project. My oldest lip product actually is this, the Balm Read My Lips lip gloss in the set Kapang. This is nearly 5 years old. I actually got this in October or in November 2015. And you know, I don't mind a bullet lipstick that is that old, but this is a lip gloss. These dip in lip products that are this old really gross me out, because there must be a lot of bacteria growing in here. This one is like a bronzy lip gloss, really pretty color. However, the scent of this has just started to turn a little bit, and it's also thicker than it used to be. So every time that I apply it nowadays, I do feel grossed out because it's so thick and weird. So I think it is time for me to declutter this one from the project and from my makeup collection. And then the another product in the Collecting Cobwebs category is this Meet Matthews liquid lipstick, and this one is in the shade Honest. This one is a coral liquid lipstick. Well, if you gross out by seeing like clumpy and expired makeup, just skip a little bit ahead. But I do want to try to show to you what this lipstick looks like right now. When I apply it, there are little weird clumps. I don't know if you can really see it. I do really enjoy this lipstick. I got nice use out of this in summer. But I do think it is time for me to declutter this one. Again, from this project and from my collection. Okay, then the rest of the lippies that I do have here that I'm panning are all in my 30 by 30 project pan. And my goal is to finish all of these, which I don't know if it is realistic or not, but it is a long-term project. I know that there is one lip product in here that I do want to declutter just because I don't like the color. I don't know why I'm trying to force myself to use it when I don't even like it. It is this Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Rose Madder. This one is a product that I have held on to just because my husband bought it to me. We were once, it was about 2 years ago, we were in Sokos, Jeffree Star Cosmetics is Solitaire, and he promised to buy a lipstick for me. And I was going back and forth with the options, and I totally should have picked something else, but I decided to go with this because it was something that I didn't have in my collection. But you know, there is a reason why I do not have pinks like this in my collection. I don't like these. I don't think they look flattering at all on my complexion. Especially this one is kind of like, it's not muted enough to be like a muted pink, but then it's not bright enough to be like a fun popping pink. This one actually was in my Project 10 Uses roulette. I was able to get the 10 uses out of this, but by the time I was able to get the uses out of this, I was so sick of the color that I didn't want to wear it anymore. But I just decided to put it back to my collection, wait for the next summer so that I could try to finish it, but no, I don't want to wear it anymore, so I need to declutter it and let it go. The only reason I'm keeping this, or I have kept this, is guilt, because I would feel guilty decluttering a gift. But I have decided to let go of all of the products that I'm just keeping because of I would feel guilty decluttering them. I think the rest of these products I am going to keep in my 30 by 30 project pan. I don't know if it is realistic for me to finish them, but you know, these are lippies that I do enjoy. Some of them I know I can finish for sure. There is another pink lipstick. This one is the Lord & Berry lipstick in the shade Intimacy. I think this is actually the closest one to the Jeffree Star, but I will show you a difference in these. I really do love this Lord & Berry one. As you can see, it is more cool toned and kind of like a dusty rose color. Really beautiful, and I do think it's really flattering on myself because it's a little bit cooler. Now I will say that I don't look good in too cool toned and too ashy lippies. I used to have back in the days the e.l.f. lipstick in the shade Tea Rose, I think it was. It was a really greyish ashy rose, and that one looked absolutely horrible on me. That made me look like a corpse. But this one I do think is really flattering. So yeah, my goal is to finish this one before my 30th birthday. There's not much left, so I think it is doable. I do have also this lip liner from Lord & Berry in the 30 by 30 project pan. It's really similar color to the lipstick, maybe a little bit warmer, but goes with that one perfectly. So yeah, I'm going to keep it in the project. I eventually want to have only Gosh and BH Cosmetics lip liners in my collection because I like those two the best. Next, let's talk about this one. This is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour Liquid Lipstick in Gemini. This one from all of these lippies that I will keep in the 30 by 30 project pan. This is the one that I'm not sure if I can finish because I do think liquid lipsticks are more difficult for me to finish. I really do love the formula. It is so thin and so comfortable, but still it wears really well. And this color I actually do really like. It is kind of like a rosy type of neutral shade. It has a little bit of rosy undertone to it. It's really flattering on myself. And of course I am Gemini, so that's why I bought it. I will say, if this is something that I don't see myself finishing, it's probably something that I am going to put myself usage goals between the updates. And then the rest of these are bullet lipsticks, or actually bullet lipsticks or lip crayons, whatever, but regular lipsticks. And I do think most of them at least are something that I could finish. First of all, I do have a couple of nudes. This is the Essence. I don't even know what the lipstick is called anymore because all of the text has worn off. But it is a nude lipstick from Essence and there's not too much product there, so I actually think this is something that I could finish during the next 6 months. Maybe the color is not something I would wear during fall time because this one is more like a pinky nude. So maybe during the winter and springtime I will try to get this one used. And then this one is from Pacifica. It is their devotional lipstick in the set Tenderness, and here also there's not too much product. Well, I will say that this is also something I'm going to be really focused on during the winter and springtime, so because of that I don't know if I can finish both of these during the next spring and winter, but we'll see. And then I do have 2 bolder lippies in projects. In general, I try to avoid putting bolder lippies in projects just because, you know, they always require a certain type of eyeshadow look with them. I feel bold lipstick is most easy to combine with a neutral eyeshadow look so that it's not too much. However, these both are something I love. First of all, my perfect red lipstick. This one is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Lip Ammo in Red Rum. That is how much I have left, so there is pretty much, but I really do love this. This is kind of like a really classic blue toned red. Absolutely stunning. I love this kind of lippy. I don't know if I can finish it, but I know I can get close, and after I have gotten close I will go for a hunt for a new holy grail. Perfect red lippy that can be surprisingly hard to find. And then this is one of my oldest lippies. That's why I put it into this project. This is the NYX Simply Vamp Lip Cream in Covet. That is all that I have left. I have used way over half of this. And this one actually I did buy a backup for this because, you know, I know that I do want to finish this because this is so old. But I love the color and I don't want to be without it, and the lipstick is discontinued, so that's why I bought the backup. This is a beautiful vampy color. It is like a metallic burgundy shade. Absolutely stunning. This is my favorite vampy lipstick ever, and yeah, I'm so excited that fall is here so that I can wear this. I will say, even though I do love bold and vampy lips, I don't tend to wear them other than in fall and in winter. Okay, so that was really everything for this video. As you can see, the sun is starting to shine from my window, so we are getting closer to midday, so it is good time to end filming this video. So these are all of the products that I'm going to take out of my projects, except the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. It's going to be still in my 30 by 30 project pan, but I'm not doing any more the Pando's eyeshadows from my future Pando palettes. And then these lippies, they are just, most of them expired, one of them something that I really hate. And then the bronzer, it's not realistic for me to pan it right now because I'm focusing on the cream contour palette, and the blush palette I have reached my goal with already. So yeah, I feel so much better that I do have these products out of my projects right now, and in future for sure I need to check out, before putting more products into projects, what I am working on already so that I don't get so overwhelmed again. But that was really everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you in my next one. Bye bye.